Hey guys, welcome to the Microsoft E3 2019 press conference review video. This one's going to be a little bit longer. If you're looking for our live impressions of the Xbox One, where we play the entire conference, it's not there. That one we didn't get together for and stream it live. So this will have to suffice for that, and we'll give you our review and breakdown of it. So, let's see. What did this thing start off with?
Outer Worlds.
Yeah, started
That
off
looks
with Outer
pretty
Worlds.
Cool.
You like it, Joe?
Yeah, I'm gonna check this one out for sure.
Yeah, but we knew we were always
Yeah.
gonna like this one. But at least we did get to see some new stuff that we ain't seen before, and a lot of new stuff to where I was like, wait, is this Outer Worlds? But then you start to see the recognizable characters. Look, they got the mech there and stuff. I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, it's definitely. It comes out this year too, so it's. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, because if you're a big fan of the Fallout New Vegas universe, then then this is going to be your jam. I liked this
I need
moment.
to get my fix because I didn't get my fix off of 76.
Exactly. And what I like here is that they're showing off that, you know what, there is interesting combat in the game. It's not just our dialogue trees. You can slow down time. You can use sort of interesting little powers along with the sci-fi type weapons. And I guess you can traverse between the different planets here is what they were showing with that. Whether it's a story thing or whether it's something that you can do on your own, I think it's probably more story thing.
You could be evil.
Probably story.
Holy shit, Shrink Ray, you can be evil in the game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could be a jerk. You could fucking kill people and shit.
She
Yeah,
says that too.
yeah. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to it. I think it's looking good.
October 25th is. I mean, all of the big releases, the other big releases we saw are beginning of next year, and like
Yeah,
this
so
is
like
great.
March and
And then we've got the Bleeding Edge, which was apparently coming out June 27th with a technical alpha. What is this, Del?
I don't know.
see, I thought it was kind of like Overwatch.
I literally
kind of
couldn't
thing.
figure that
Yeah.
out. I
Either.
guess
I thought it was like kind
it
of an
was like-
Overwatch thing, or maybe like Apex. I don't know.
it's just a 4v4, I guess.
I was not into it.
Same.
Honestly, close combat kind of makes it a little intriguing, just melee only. But I think that might just get annoying, like constantly things in my face, and this character's cheap because he always pushes us away and stuff. I'm not really sure I'm into it. I don't really like the art style and the world and the character designs. It's not really, something that immediately appeals to me. To me, it feels like it's trying to be an Overwatch competitor. And we saw what happened to, what was it, Battleborn. So, yes, it's got some pretty creative talent behind it. It's showing off some of the names here on screen. I'm not going to completely dismiss it. Obviously, we're going to try it, but I'm just not hyped or excited for it.
They didn't show it in a way that interests me. I mean, that's
Yeah.
It could be that other people that see this and go,
Exactly.
"Oh, this is amazing," but for me, it wasn't
Yeah,
there.
the presentation wasn't there.
And then we had, what was it? The
Next
Ori
Ori
and
game.
the Will of Wisps.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the art style. I want to check it out.
Yeah, but
looks
this
cool.
thing has been around
It
for a while,
has,
Joe.
But now they brought it up again. I was like, all right, maybe I should take a look at this.
Yeah, I keep saying that
is
every
it.
year myself, and I
look at
never
it.
do it
Look
because
at
we're
it.
not platformers. Me and Joe, we're not like platformer
Especially
guys,
yeah.
and we
Watching
suck.
him die is so fun.
Yeah,
So the first one was the Blind Forest, and this is the second one. This is Will o' the Wisps.
Right.
So it's a really good series.
we
Like, the
get a
first game
little
was-
owl flying here, and I'm wondering how much of a factor that plays into the game because that looks wide fucking open there, unlike what we've seen before in the platforming and jumping with the roof and the rocks and doing all these different things. But yes, it looks very good, and it's definitely one that we want to look into. And then we have Minecraft Dungeons. What do you think of Minecraft?
Yeah, no pass.
Hard
Yeah,
pass.
it's a pass.
Don't
Hard
hard
pass.
Yeah.
I know that people are gonna
Damn,
love
when
it.
you play Path of Exile and fucking
Yeah, but
Diablo.
I've played, okay, but see, in that same regard, I've played so many ARPGs and have literally thousands that when I could see a game like an ARPG like this, I could tell straight up if it's going to be cheap.
He's got an
And
eye
this
for
feels,
this
it
kind of
looks
thing.
like this is going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It looks like Trove, and I don't care.
I don't remember. Oh, I do. Wait. I don't remember if it's the same
it's
game
a
that I'm
pass.
thinking of. It's
Yeah.
4-player local and online co-op. Hard pass, but you know it's going to make buku money because it is a Minecraft property.
And
Phil
kids
Spencer
have credit
comes out
cards now or something. I
and
don't
they
get how they...
they get there, you know. So Phil comes out on stage and says, "We're going to show you the most games. We're going to show you 60 games. 34 games are premiering on our Xbox Game Pass. Doesn't mean it's really exclusive. They really kind of stayed away from exclusive, labels. They didn't do that thing that they've done in previous years, like Xbox One exclusive or Xbox
Yeah,
One S enhanced. That kind of stuff was a little confusing back in the day. I'm kind of glad they stayed away from that. And it seems like all the games that they're developing from these high-powered studios that they bought up are still not quite ready. So it may be a little bit where as I thought that they were going to come out swinging and hit us with a lot of stuff, I think that there's some games that are just still being worked on that they didn't want to show. They obviously show, a little bit of Star Wars. Of course, we had already seen that at the EA event. However, we do see different footage here. What do you guys think of this?
This looks okay. I liked the other footage that we've seen.
Yeah.
Where you actually just see more of the Force powers and the gameplay. I mean, this is more just like...
Yeah, but this shows you that there's other locations and he actually does stuff. I think it really seems localized to that one planet on Kashyyyk, which is, the Wookiee planet. So that might limit its scope. But so as long as they do the environments pretty well, we should be all right on that. Now, this one was an interesting one.
Yes.
This one was like this horror game, and I couldn't quite figure it out.
Me neither. But
I mean, that's probably the point. They just let you know it's a scary game, and they don't want you to know too much about it.
Having deja vu, I feel like I did stream this because right when I saw a dude in the corner, I was like, is this Blair Witch? Oh, this is Blair Witch! And I guess I was just talking with my girlfriend or something. And it turned out to be Blair Witch because they do the camera and then they loop it. And it's the Blair Witch video game.
I hope it's nothing like the last movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was so bad.
There are some really bad movies. And, of course, Joe has seen it.
Yeah, of course.
I've only seen the original Blair Witch. I think they're trying to stay away with that. That's why they say Blair Witch. Just straight up Blair Witch.
No.
Nothing extra.
You haven't seen the original. You made us review the remake.
The remake.
Yeah, they did one in the theaters recently, I thought, and we went and saw it.
I didn't see
year
it.
ago. I don't remember. I think it was a Blair Witch story. I clearly remember it. I'll have to look again.
Yeah,
Anyways,
there's one with the aliens.
here is what, in my opinion, the best part of the show. They show Cyberpunk. We get a brand new trailer, very stylistic, looks great. Of course, it's a cinematic.
That
We're not
looks
going to
like
see.
Rick
We
Ross.
might be in the game, but we're it's definitely just setting up the universe. And kind of what the whole point was is this reveal moment right here.
Samurai, we have a city to burn.
Boom! Keanu Reeves is in the game, y'all. And not only that, they go directly to the stage.
I could not believe
And I was like, oh, shit! Hot off of fucking John Wick 3. I thought he was going to come out. Start murdering everybody in the audience. But no, he is fucking amazing. He's excellent. I fucking love this guy. And look, guys, you really, Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, you did amazing. You did not need to do this. I was already sold on the game. But then to show that your story component that has me fascinated is you're going to put some interesting characters and you're going to put some interesting talent behind those characters because he factors into the game in a large way. I think he's like sort of your mentor. I forgot his name. It's like Silver Wolf or something like that. I apologize. I'm not familiar with the Cyberpunk universe if I got the name wrong. But I was happy. It was really good. Really, really good. So he stole the
Yeah,
he stole the
This
show.
was the best part of all of E3.
Dang.
I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
was there anything that we've seen that's better than this? It was like, I was completely shocked. I was like, no way.
Well, Ubisoft tried to bring out John, and he had
was
an actual
good.
dog. That was John Wick's dog. He brought out a good boy. on stage.
I mean,
Good boy alert.
I thought
on
it was
stage.
funny that the best part of Microsoft's presentation for Xbox was something they're not even responsible.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, see, Xbox really needs to thank CD Projekt Red. I think they love them. I hope they give them as much cash as CD Projekt Red asks for and wants. But it was really cool, to know that Keanu is super excited about the game. I don't know if he's necessarily a gamer himself, but it doesn't matter. So as long as he puts his heart into the project and does a good job at voice acting, but it does seem like it. It does seem like he would be playing that. Of course, he's played characters in these types of universes before. Johnny Mnemonic, obviously, title character. I think there's like one other movie that he's done. So, and the really bad, what was it, Replicants or something? Where
Replicants?
he tries to his family.
Oh
dies
yeah,
and-
you made us watch that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, but we get a new trailer here. We get to see some motorcycles, vehicles, really awesome things happening here. But the biggest thing, obviously, some new weapons, is the date of the game. When are we going to be playing this thing?
April.
April.
Next year.
April 16th. Mark your calendars, guys. And honestly, there's a lot of really good games in March.
Yeah.
I think Ubisoft has a bunch in March. So we're going to be playing
Watch Dogs.
Legion, Watch Dogs Legion. Before that, something else in early March.
Final Fantasy, I think.
3-3.
Yeah, I think it was Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy Remake, Watch Dogs, Legion, and then Cyberpunk. All right there in those months. I am going to be in heaven. It's going to be freaking great. So, obviously, really great. It's like, how do you follow that up? They know that they can't follow it up. So they go to an indie game, which is fine, because if I was this indie game, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm glad that I'm right after that, because everybody's happy, everybody's, willing to listen, and this is Spirit
listen to me.
Far, or maybe they're just still talking amongst themselves about Keanu's appearance. And tweeting it out.
Yeah,
but this was a
exactly.
cool indie game. Don't know much about it. Don't know what's going on with it. But apparently it is going to be on the Game Pass as well. They did manage to show quite a few games. They had they started going a little fast. They did some Battletoads. They did some little flight simulator. I know Pete is going to be super excited about that. Pete, we met. He was a Virgin Airlines pilot that was like, AngryJoeShow, what's that? And we hung out and we talked, and we've been friends ever since. But they showed a little montage of some of these other games coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and scan ahead because this was a longer one. She comes out to basically talk about the Xbox Game Pass. What did you guys think about this?
I mean, if your internet is great and you want to be able to stream, and I mean, it sounds like everyone is just going balls deep in
Well,
streaming
hold on.
services.
This isn't the streaming service, guys. This is the Xbox Game Pass for Xbox, and then there's an Xbox Game Pass for PC, which I thought was already on the Xbox because I bought Crackdown 3, but no, that was a different program called Xbox Play Anywhere, so that's why Play Anywhere, I was able to get it on the PC, but apparently there's an Xbox Game Pass just for PC. So they're saying if you want the Xbox Game Pass for PC, that's $9.99, and if you want the Xbox Game Pass for Xbox, that's $9.99, and if you want the
It's 15, right?
if you want the Xbox Live Gold, then that's $9.99. But now you can get it all with the Xbox Pass Ultimate.
Okay.
You get everything. So that's what this was talking about. And honestly, Del, is this a good deal? Del?
I don't know. I
You
really
don't
don't know. Like I don't know what they have on their Xbox as far as what games are offered. 'cause
Yeah,
it's really like what games are they offering?
It seemed like everybody was trying to announce that shit. Did we forget in our Ubisoft breakdown? Did we do an Ubisoft breakdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We
we did.
forgot to mention their fucking service.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe we missed such a big thing. God damn it. Well, we're talking about it here in the Xbox press conference review. Everybody's coming out with their own service. And I think it really only becomes worth it at $15 a month if you knew that you were going to spend, if you were going to buy 3 video games. And as a reviewer, it's worth it for me because I'm going to hit 3, but probably just 3 from, EA and Ubisoft. But then I thought your average buyer who may not be able to buy that many games, are they really going to buy 3? So there has to be something to making money off these services. So I think sometimes it actually leads to people spending more than they normally would in a year.
Well, they also forget
that's
to
the
sit
only reason
cancel.
why
and
the
they
company would do it.
What's that? Del?
That's the only reason why the company would do it, is if they were making more money than selling actual games and people weren't getting the same value. It's just profit.
Yeah. Then they showed off Age of Empires 2 Definite Edition, which isn't Age of Empire 2 HD remaster. It's a different remaster. And I'm like, okay, but I thought we were working on a new Age of Empires. I'm interested in that. But hey, you know, at least you get a little bit of widescreen. It is one of the better games to come out. And, you know, maybe if it's like $10, I can. And it's Game Pass. There you go. You can grab it on Game Pass. And then they did Wasteland 3, which is also Xbox Game Pass. So you know what? There's already 2 games, but you know, so.
But these aren't
Depends
$60
on
games,
how
Oh, that's
so the math
true.
doesn't work.
these
That's
aren't
true.
60, yeah.
That is true. I am looking forward towards Wasteland 3. It looks like XCOM, and you guys know how much I love XCOM. And it's got a really cool dialogue system. You sort of zoom in and you're talking with the character. That has me intrigued. Look, they really want to put emphasis on the characters that you meet in the world. I thought that was pretty cool. Then they bring out Matt Booty.
That booty, bro.
I was waiting for one of you. I was waiting for Del. Del, did you
Thank
like what Booty
I'm
had to
glad that I'm
say?
so predictable. Yes, I liked. Wait, which part did he?
Hey, he's the one that's talking about Double Fine.
Double Fine merging with them. I mean, I don't know. I've seen a lot of game developers get destroyed by publishers, so I'm just gonna reserve judgment and see what happens.
Plead the fifth.
It's interesting because Double Fine was like, even though we're now owned by a big corporation, we are still indie at heart. You know, and of course every game development studio is going to say that until their owners are saying,
what we want.
hey, you done fucked up, change your game, make games that make money, and then, you know, shit goes awry. So hopefully Microsoft won't do that to Tim Schafer or his company, and we'll see that. Now, what's interesting is they bought up the company. However, Psychonauts 2, which is their biggest title that they showed off here, it's not actually exclusive. I thought maybe they'd get some kind of usurp and get
Probably
it on
after a
them.
certain date or something.
But no, it's still coming to PS4. So don't worry if you were looking forward to Psychonauts 2 on the PS4. You're still going to be able to play it. It's just all future games moving forward from Double Fine are more than likely guaranteed to be, Microsoft exclusives. I don't know anything about the Psychonauts world, but I've seen enough here where it's like, yeah, it might be interesting world, interesting characters, and good voice acting. Because there was a reason why there have been mega fans for it. But it's something that we'll have to look at on Xbox Game Pass. They did do Star Wars, so I thought that they were going to show some new Star Wars game. Got baited a little bit, and it was the Lego.
I'll play it.
Joe loves the Legos. That's why I'm looking at Joe.
They have this little charm to them. They're funny.
Yeah.
They're just little, just have at it.
And they also change the story around sometimes.
Yeah, and I like that about it. So I'm gonna check this one out.
Yeah.
I love Legos.
And it's like all the saga, all the different movies. So I'm looking to see what kind of jokes they'll make. So me
Yeah.
and Joe will definitely play that. That was a cool thing. So definitely lots of games. Upon rewatching the Xbox conference, they did have quite a few games. Dragon Ball Z, the RPG project. I think they're calling it now Project Kakarot. I'm into it. Anything Dragon Ball and RPG, you're putting these two things together. The only thing is that Dragon Ball fans have been playing the same story over and over and over.
Yes.
And if you're going to do an RPG, I was hoping I could create myself and kind of do my own thing. But no.
You gotta get your Michael Jackson one.
That was in Jump Force, Joe, and wasn't all that great of a game. But as you can see from the graphics and the animations here, at least they're doing it in a pretty impressive graphical manner with these animations that we hadn't really seen before. We've seen it, but it looks like it's being done pretty nicely there. So they changed the name there. Early 2020. You know, I'm all over it. We got to get even more Dragon Ball costumes to support that. But they definitely had some world premieres. Here's an indie game that was fascinating. What did you think about this sort of Groundhog Day
This has happened before.
Very intriguing.
mystery
You gotta find out these
thing?
Mysteries, like what did my wife do? Is this
I
even
mean, it's
my
not
wife?
really-
He says you killed your father.
It's not really my type of game because you beat it once and you're never picking it up again.
You never know
So-
that,
They
Del,
might have
because it might
multiple-
have different
Yes.
ways
Mhm.
What are you doing?
to beat the mission. 12 minutes is what it's
Maybe.
called. And I thought it was kind of a unique thing. They also had this little indie game where I was like, I swear to God, if the mother dies,
I thought that was a
Fuck you.
crosshair. I thought they were gonna shoot that. I was like, holy shit.
it's gonna end it. Do you think the mother's gonna die? Let's take bets. Mother's die?
No.
No.
Mother dies? I think the mother's gonna die. Del, mother dies?
Probably near the end of the game, yeah.
Okay, so me and Del, mother dies. Joe and Alex,
Yep.
mother does not die.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
could-
not playing the game,
Yeah, I
so
was
we'll
gonna
never
say.
find out
You
anyway.
guys can play
I'll
it.
make y'all play the motherfucking game. Yeah, Joe, I can make you play the
Damn
game.
Well, the deer's a dick just killed all the fish for no
I
reason. So
know.
maybe
Maybe it should die
Yes.
way to the woods. Then we had sort of, in my opinion, kind of a little, I don't know, pretentious thing. Hold on, I have to turn the volume completely off
Oh
because
God, this was so
it was
bad.
a song. It's a popular song on the radio.
Bury my friend. Bury your friend.
Austin radio is so bad because they play the song over and over and over into the ground. So even if you liked the song, I fucking hate it by now. You know what I mean? I know you like the song.
I like it so much.
I like it a little bit too, but just here it was like, no, this just felt pretentious. It felt weird, and then I'm like, is this it? It was like cringy. It was like, you just facial expressions from a game character. What do you think, Del?
So you just asked what I think.
Yeah.
I don't think you should play the song. It's gonna get demonetized.
I'm not playing the
What
song,
if
Del. I
Okay,
lowered
good.
it.
Okay, you just said what do I think? I think that they think that Gears of War is way more deep and story driven than
Yeah.
it actually fucking
Yeah.
is.
Well, Del, to
Like,
be fair, have
no,
you
no,
played
no,
Gears
this-
4? Have you played Gears 4?
I've watched people play Gears 4.
Okay, fine. Because, you know, I would like to say that too, but honestly, I stopped playing Gears. I stopped playing Gears
too.
like Gears 2. I'm
Long
just
time
not
ago.
interested anymore. And then I feel like I can't go really back and play Gears 3 because I just don't have the motivation to. And Gears 4, I just don't think it's one of those franchises that I have the nostalgia for. Now, I understand if you grew up sort of after me and this was your Halo or this was your, badass Elder Scrolls or something like that. I don't know. Just your franchise. And I understand that, you're into all this new stuff. Like, look at this. Who is this? Isn't that intriguing? We've got a bad guy on the team here. I don't know what that is. But what I wanted to say about it is that I felt like Gears 5, they're presenting it as one of their heavy hitters, yeah?
That's the only thing. Yeah, it's like one of the big
Yeah.
properties they've got left.
Comes out September 10th. And here's the thing. They didn't really show as much on the stage. I was like, okay. Last year they were like, hey, we got Gears Pop, and they showed us a little bit of that, this little mobile game that nobody gives a shit. And we got Gears RTS, this and that. But Gears 5 is really coming. We're going to show you more in future. And they did show it there too, so I thought they were going to show more here. But they really didn't. And then I even made fun. Oh man, I got in trouble with wrestling fans when they did this. So I was like, "What is going on here? This is gonna be fucking cool. Somebody's gonna come up. Maybe it's gonna be some cosplay of the fucking, troopers and shit." But no, they go under the stage and they reveal. They talk about this new mode. It's a new horde mode like thing that called Escape, but you're like stuck in the hive, you break out, and then you're supposed to get out of a really fucked up situation. So there's just a bunch of enemies coming at you all the time until you can get out of the particular area through multiple levels. So it's kind of like a reverse horde where you have a particular objective to go to. It could be cool. 3-player co-op. What do you guys think?
I mean, I like co-op games, so I mean, it could be sweet. It's not going to make me. I'm probably not going to play this Gears game, and I don't think didn't look strong enough to get me to buy it. So I guess if the reviews are good, maybe I'll check it out.
So then they came back from it. I was like, okay, we're going to see some gameplay. They're going to talk, and we're going to have actual players. But it was like 3 WWE stars, right? And so I did a little snarky tweet. It was like, they wasted their money on paying these WWE stars because if all you knew, if you didn't see the pre-press conference and you had no idea who this was, this is Xander, by the way, he's also a gaming YouTuber, but it was like pointless. It was like, hey, look, these guys are here, they're gonna play the game, and it's like, all right, well, back to you guys, and then that was it, and then we moved on. So, of course, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? They just wasted all that money on the WWE stars. Well, apparently, Xander didn't like that. And he tweeted at me personally. And it started all this. It's like, what did he say? It's like, I don't even know who you is. I don't know who you are. You need to. I do not even know who you are, Angry Joe. Who are you talking about?
I mean, that just validates it, though. You know what I mean? Because,
but it did make me feel bad because then another WWE star was like,
Let the man play the game.
was like, oh, that's disappointing because, yeah, here it is. I'll even show you the exchange. I said, they wasted money to get WWE stars to play the game during the damn stage. I meant my fucking phone auto-corrected. That's supposed to be play the game under the damn stage. What? Why? And then he goes, yeah, I haven't heard of you either. What? I didn't even say anything about hearing about you. It had nothing to do with whether I've heard of you, Xavier. Anyway, I haven't heard about you either, but you seem to be killing it, man. Congrats to you, and I wish you nothing but continued success. We were there because we love games, and I have a gaming YouTube channel that's doing all right. Not as big as you, but hopefully someday we can get there. So he's being super nice. Maybe he was doing a little bit of killing you kindness.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do think he threw a little, man, I ain't heard of you either. I was like, I don't want anybody to hear of me. I don't know if anybody's heard, so whatever. Anyways, and then Maverick comes over here and he says, well, I'm disappointed to read this as I'm a big fan of Joe's movie reviews. So we got another WWE star that watches our movie reviews. And I was like, oh, shit, I feel bad. So I was like, look, guys, don't be disappointed. When I watch conferences, I just live tweet a bunch of bullshit. I'm just being snarky. It's nothing personal. I'm happy for all you guys. But you playing off screen for a few seconds under the stage had nothing to do with Gears 5 or anything really. Wouldn't it have been way cooler to see y'all's gameplay on stage? Of course, I got destroyed by a bunch of. Now you don't really see it in this thread. Oh yeah, you probably do. But there is just tons and tons of tweet at me. And of wrestling fans really mad at me. And I was like, look, dude.
It's a valid point.
I was like,
It's a
dude, you took too much
point.
personal offense. I didn't say I never heard of you. I said, if they spent money to do that segment, I think they wasted the money, And I was like, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your success. I'm happy that you got paid or whatnot. I don't know if they got paid, but if they did get paid, I'm happy that they got paid. So then I started playing around with the wrestling fans. I was like, when did these mamby-pammies get so sensitive?
Oh, God.
And yeah, but anyway, I was like, look, I'm just messing with y'all. And apparently the segment of them playing Gears 5 went up on Xavier's channel. So go visit Xavier's channel, check out the gameplay that he put up for the escape mode, and you'll get to see whether it's just another horde mode or is it something a little bit more interesting and a worthwhile mode called escape. But that's all I was saying is that it seemed kind of pointless. If all you saw was that, you're like, wait, what? Especially if you're wrestling fans, you're like, oh, shit, I know who that is. But then Gears showed Terminator, and that got me. I was like, oh, I fucking love Terminator. I'm buying it just for Terminator. So now I will see whether the game is good or not because I won't get it anyway because of Terminator. I think Terminator Dark Fate is going to be a colossal disaster. But yeah. What'd you say, Del?
I was just saying, I agree completely with you. I don't know who that benefited on stage, and I don't think you were throwing shade at anyone. It's just like, who does that benefit? Does that get them sales? I don't think so. Does that help the people do their YouTube channels? Not live. So I was like right there with you, where I didn't see the point of the wrestlers.
Yeah. But if you
it makes sense if you're going to flesh it out. Like, you just have to flesh it out. It's like, hey, here are these 3 famous guys. They're going to play the game. And then you're like, okay, here's video of them playing the game. Awesome. Or at least say, check out our website where,
what I think that's what you were pointing out is like, why didn't we get to see him playing? Why didn't we see gameplay? That would have been sick. Yeah, I'm right here. What's
Oh,
up?
it sounded like you got cut
Yeah.
off.
No, I was just said that would have been sick if we actually had seen them play,
Yeah.
like you
Well,
said.
if you would have seen the thread, it's like I was like the biggest asshole ever. I guess they just, because they're fans of Xavier, and I understand they wasted money to get WWE stars. They're like, nah, it's like, you're the one who seems to be taking it personal. And people are like, delete, and then I got a bunch of body slam tweets and stuff. This ain't it. Damn, Joe trying to call off. I was like, no, this shows how arrogant and clueless you are. Styles, yeah, AJ Styles, Breeze and Woods, we're not paid for, and huge gaming fan. Well, how do you know that? I don't fucking know. Anyways, so guys, it wasn't Joe who. Like, whoa, relax, man. And then this guy was like really fucking mean. He's like, how could you say something so ignorant? Why didn't you do your fucking research on it before to know the gameplay was available on his channel? And I was like, dude, it was like a live tweet as I saw it, as it happened. So anyway, that was that's just moving on from all that stupid drama. Look, you know what, Xavier? Don't worry about it. You want one of these? I'll give you an angry elbow. Don't you come up on my house.
No,
I'm gonna cut a promo.
My money's on Xavier.
Your money's on Xavier. It snapped my arm like a twig. You want to snap my arm, Xavier? Well, you're gonna get a real big headache as I yell in your ear as you snap my arm. Yeah, no, I know they kicked my ass, so I ain't even gonna mess with them. You know what? You're right.
You bet. I was wrong.
You're right. I'm wrong. Joe, show him my muscles. Hey, you know what? If you gonna wrestle me, you gotta wrestle Alex, and you gotta wrestle other Joe. Show them my muscles.
No.
Show them my muscles.
Don't put me in this.
Don't put you in. All right, moving on. We have $180 fucking controller.
No, yeah, I told you about this. I was like, if
Yeah.
this looks cool, I might pick it up.
No.
I saw the price point. I was like, fuck no.
Yeah.
180.
Dude, I was really excited about this. I was like, oh, man, premium, yeah.
But it's got
It
40
was-
hours.
Ooh, I was like,
we were making lots of comments.
sexual innuendo. He was like, ooh,
We were
yeah.
like, oh yeah, the triggers. Ooh, DP.
Del, you broke up?
I was saying, oh yeah, the triggers. Oh, so much DPI. Oh, so responsive.
So we did
Yeah.
live stream this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Or
And it
you
was
live
great.
streamed it, and I was talking in it last minute. I'll try to put up some, a few clips if I did talk in it.
Yep.
Oh, I
You were.
completely forgot about that. Wow, my mind is going. Anyways, the controller is too damn high. The controller is too damn expensive. The price is too damn high. Dyslexia kicking in. All right. And then we had what I think is Dying Light 2.
Yep, Dying Light 2.
And this is what's crazy because they are showing all new gameplay. So it's like, Square, what did you want? Yeah, okay, we'll give you we'll give you a little thing, little crumbs.
Oops, we accidentally gave you the wrong footage.
Oh no, last year's one sucks.
Exactly. And when you see over here, they gave brand new footage. Now they didn't go in depth, which sucks. I'm hoping and wondering why they didn't go in depth. So, golly, tons and tons of games. This was an exciting announcement. The Lego thing. What did y'all think of this?
I'm not. No, he's the one that gets excited about this.
I like Legos, but I'm just gonna.
Joe
stick
has a
to
bunch of Legos
the
at home.
Star Wars one.
Well, see, I love
I thought-
Legos
I thought-
too, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna buy this game.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
I thought
Y'all
it was
suck.
gonna
This
be
is
cool.
amazing. I love cars, and to see Lego cars like this in
destruction's
real life
cool.
or real cars in a Lego world bursting through things. It's fucking awesome, and I can't wait to try it out. And I think it's a unique, cool idea. Of course, the song really helps. Everything is awesome, which you can't hear because it's muted for copyright.
Yes.
2020.
I mean, I think it's gonna be awesome, like running through buildings and stuff
Yeah,
in Legos,
destruction.
Just, like destroying stuff. Yeah.
So they bring out the thing here. You see a little bit of the Pop Gears, which is this useless mobile game, which is just this Clash of Clans fucking rip-off that's probably going to have a bunch of microtransactions for additional champions. I was like, whatever. Then they also show State of Decay 2. Del, you reviewed this one for us. What did you
Yes.
think about this announcement?
Not getting me back in the game. I mean, like, put it into perspective. A huge amount of people couldn't even play multiplayer together, and A year and a half later, my ticket got answered, and they were like, "We fixed it," and I was like,
Come back.
"A little too late." I mean, the story was pretty bad, so any more story is better than the previous one. So
Yeah, this seems to be like, oh, hey, we forgot to put in stories, so now there's 2 characters where you can get a story, follow them and story. So, like, if you were considering State of Decay 2, maybe once this comes out, that it would be a good time to check it out. Man, there's so many games here. Might have been.
This is the problem. Like, just scrolling through this hour and 37. This is why they don't win for me. Because just looking on the paper, it's like Outer Worlds, Halo, Gears, which is not my thing, Cyberpunk with Keanu Reeves. There's so much good stuff in this thing, but they've diluted everything with so much crap. You didn't have to show us half the things that we've seen so far, and it keeps going for another 30 minutes.
Oh, I thought what you were going to say was you're showing us all these different things. The Outer Worlds, these new IPs, Bleeding Wedge, Blair Witch, Flight Simulator, these things that you call crap, but there's some of them
No,
that
I like some of those, but like all of
But they're all multi-platform. They're not
Yeah.
necessarily
There's no
Xbox things. So,
exclusive,
yeah,
exactly.
Xbox fans are like, how could you dare speak anything bad about this particular conference? But it's all jam-packed with games that aren't necessarily Xbox games.
Well, but Sony
like
didn't
this
show
game
up.
right here, this is Phantasy Star Online 2. This is going to be on PC. This has been in Japan for like 7 years already.
7
even an exaggeration.
years.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm super happy
7-year-old
it's coming
game,
over to the
and they
West.
devote extra
But-
time to it. They're like, look, it's this most amazing thing. It's like, if it's the most amazing thing, and you guys wanted to put all these resources behind it, why didn't you do it sometime sooner? It took you 7 years. It almost feels like they're a little, desperate, trying to grab things. In my opinion. And then the company came to them and they were like, "Hey, you want something? We could go to your console." All right, and then this is one of the reveals that confused us the most, because this is basically a cinematic trailer. You have no fucking idea what's going on, and it's first a console on Xbox One, so it's an exclusive to Xbox One. But what was this game called?
God, I don't know.
Exactly,
Special Forces.
Joe.
with
What was this
beards.
game called?
That one.
That one? No, this was not called. It showed us absolutely nothing. I think this is a very popular game overseas. I think maybe either China or one of those companies, Crossfire.
I have the board game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get caught up in the crossfire, right?
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Crossfire.
No,
yeah.
God
That was
damn
leather
it.
jacket guy, and it was really totally makes sense.
I
now.
didn't know they
No.
made a
Yeah.
video game for it.
No, God damn it. All right, so yeah, that was a really weak ass reveal, and I tweeted that out. I was like, that was terrible. What the hell was that? Like, they didn't show us anything on it. And we had Tales of Arise. We had some. What was this one? Oh, Borderlands 3.
Oh, yeah.
And the handsome pass, and the fact that Borderlands 2 has DLC content.
Yeah,
Did you guys know that?
Bridging the gap between 2 and 3, so I approve.
Definitely. And it's free for anybody that I think that purchased the original. But what I was scanning ahead to is to get to this one. This is Elden Ring. Apparently, this is George R.R. Martin is doing some story consulting on this project, and this is From Software. Del, that's your field. What did you think about this?
Again, like Miyazaki and From Software and all their other stories and their world building and storytelling is all fantastic. So, I mean, they didn't even have to put his name on there, and I would have been like, this game would be sick because it's basically another From Software game.
Hell yeah.
And so I want to know how much effort George R.R. Martin's actually putting on it, or if they're just throwing his name on there, because they are fully capable of doing this by themselves. And
Right.
I honestly I was like, okay, I got a lot of Lord of the Rings vibes with him like forging the ring on the thing. I was like,
Right.
is this a loader game?
But that's not
Like,
George.
Gimli.
That's Tolkien.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it's From Software. It's another FromSoft game. So I don't think it's going to be bad. I would be surprised because they haven't put a bad game out in like 15 years, if even ever that I can remember. So.
Yeah. Here's my perspective, and I know this pisses off a lot of people because George has this really weird group of fans, especially on Twitter. If you say, hey, man, I'm really excited for this book, I wish you would hurry it up already, they attack the fuck out of you. I didn't even realize that was the thing. But You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm a fan of George's stuff. I'm a fan of Game of Thrones HBO, except for that final season where they fucked it up. But here's my impressions. I feel like George's name attached to this kind of does more disservice than it does
Yeah, I
helping
agree.
it. Because the first thing I thought of this is what he's been doing instead of wrapping up the books. You know what I mean? Now, George is allowed to go and do whatever process he wants, but obviously when you're starting a series and you're creating a book series and you want to finish it and you want to deliver for the fans, and he says he wants to, he's like, guys, strap me down if I don't have it done by this. So he's begging us to, like, have him focus, but yet he's over here, new announcement, I'm working on a brand new Dark Souls game. Well, we don't know if it's going to be Dark Souls game, but, you know, it's got this kind of style to it, and I'm sure the Dark Souls fans are hoping that it's going to be, you know, difficult gameplay. Now, I'm sure he will add to it. I'm sure, you know, the story will be fascinating. That was one of my problems with Dark Souls, that it didn't have the story up front. It did have a deep lore, but you had to dig for it and you had to work for it, which is fine. But this one might have that stuff that's a little bit more up front because George's name is attached and he's trying to get his work out there. Or is it literally he comes in one day and says, yeah, that looks cool, or that doesn't look cool, and yeah, throw a ring in there. All right, later, guys. Do you got my check?
Yep.
You think that's what it is?
I hope not.
It's one of those things where I don't want his name attached to belittle the people that are that from software, because it's going to get a lot of people looking at it who are only looking at it because they see George R.R. Martin. And I don't want Miyazaki or any of the dev team on From Software to get any belittled or them to think that George was like all the work on it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, these guys are awesome, and I don't want them belittled in the slightest.
Okay, so we just went through like 22 items there, 22 different things here. And so now we're coming to the hardware portion of the Xbox press conference. They talk a little bit about this Project X Cloud. This allows you to play your AAA games wherever. Using either their servers, wherever it is, in fucking, where are they? Washington? I don't know where they're at. Or you can make your own Xbox a server for your device. Now, Google Stadia is coming with their own type of service. Is this Xbox's answer to that, you think?
Yeah, because this is we know that Microsoft and Sony had announced a pseudo partnership to try to make sure that they were going to exchange some technologies, and the streaming service is something that all of the consoles are kind of doubling down on. They're trying to compete. So I just don't think that it's going to be super successful for the vast majority of Americans, just because we don't have the infrastructure to. I mean, certain games may be fine, but latency is going to be a huge issue on this for most people.
Yeah, and
for
especially in the United States, we honestly have shitty internet. It's because of a lot of monopolies and corporations and bullshit like that. You know, I fucking hate it. Other countries have much better internet than us in certain areas.
And then if it becomes big, I mean, we don't have the protections anymore where Comcast can say, look, we're just going to throttle any of the services over Stadia or over Xbox or over these things because we just don't feel like letting you have it.
Or charge you more
if you want to pay. Yeah.
So that completely fucks the idea of xCloud. So you really have to, taper some of your expectations for that. Then they go directly into Project Scarlett, which I guess they are actually settling on the name Project Scarlett for it.
Project Scarlett was the announced name 6 months ago or a year ago. It's not only the next generation Xbox, but the next generation all of the Microsoft things. So I don't know if it's called Xbox Scarlett. But
yeah, because they named, what was it, Sapphire, turned into Xbox One S, right? Isn't that what that was, or is that different? No.
I just want to say straight up, I hated this entire segment.
Why did you hate the segment?
It was all what ifs and just nothing that you could ever possibly feasibly do within the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay, explain yourself. Obviously, you're going to get pushback from everybody, so I want to be fair to you. Now, my initial response, which I was going to say to you, is, Del, come on, man. They cannot be spouting nonsense and empty promises. They'd have to be fucking stupid to promise us things they can't deliver. So what do you mean?
So they cover themselves and they go basically theoretically, hypothetically, things like that. But they drop the whole, they go, okay, well, we're going to have ultimate gaming resolutions and stuff. And then they drop 8K resolution. And
I did hear 8.
The idea of doing 8K resolution isn't feasible for gaming right now. It's not fucking doable for any reasonable amount of money. And like, put it into perspective, the 8K TV, like the cheapest one you could get, last I checked, was like $8,000 to get an 8K TV.
8,000 to
So
32,000. I was looking at some of
the
them. So I was
one
like,
that gets
okay, let's assume that
144.
Xbox can do 8K capacity. You're going to need an 8K TV in order to see it, right? So then what do I got to buy? $10,000, $32,000. But I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that their console is future proof. Is what they're trying to assure people.
Well, the thing is they said that right after the processor argument, and the thing that controls resolution is graphics cards and video rendering, and so it's like, I like what they're doing here, but I hate what they're doing here.
There's
because
no
they're talking
games that
about
even support 8K right now.
Yeah, they're talking about gaming, and none of what they're talking about is good for gaming.
I think
None
what they did is they purposefully sort of mixed the things together as a smokescreen to kind of give you this amazing idea that it can do all these things, when really they're talking about 8K capability, probably just 8K output for, like, say, just movies. And if you buy that particular 8K movie, and if you buy a $10,000 TV, and only that, and it's not for video games, it can't do that on video games. One thing that I am holding them to is I'm holding them to 4 times the power of an Xbox One, which is what they said, Xbox One S, I think, and capable of 120 frames per second. But when you narrow it down to that, they also said next gen ray tracing and an SSD. When you narrow it down to all that, you start to see a more realistic picture. You're like, well, wait a minute, computers already do that.
Yep. I mean, I have another concern too, and I want to make a prediction.
Okay.
Just in case I'm right. So I talked about this with Diza and a few other people last night after this conference, and we were talking about, like, okay, what is something that they could do with their next console that would be like really shady and make them look really good, even if the hardware didn't support it? So we were thinking, what if this next console, they just do like the cloud thing? If you're playing on their servers, they could have like actual desktop super server farms letting you play in crazy HD, but you're just streaming it to a console, and they would take credit for that console, saying the console lets you play on super crazy.
Yeah,
but only if you stream it.
But okay, you're coming up with crazy conspiracy theory scenarios, because I'm sure
not
I would
crazy.
notice that if my internet goes down, and then there's a big ruckus. So obviously they'd probably let us know ahead of time if they need to lean on that. But let's just get back down to the brass tacks. Joe, after what you saw here with Project Scarlett, are you excited to buy a Scarlett?
PS5? Yeah. Let me tell you about PS5. Honestly, I'm not. Like, there's nothing that they showed me here that is a system seller. I'm gonna save my money to see what PS5
has to offer.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Was this a good reveal to get you excited to buy?
I like to see that, they're working so hard on the hardware and they're trying to future-proof the device. But then they showed me a $180 controller, and it has me worried about, like, this. How much is this fucking thing going to cost?
Yeah.
Is this going to be an $800 console? Because I can buy a supercomputer for $800. I can put one together. I can go to Micro Center right now and build you a computer for $800. And so what I would rather be playing on that anyway. And so it worries me that they're like, we're talking about all of this crazy stuff. It's like, one, the console games don't need it. I don't need to see Halo in 8K. Like, I don't need any of that stuff.
It's not going to be able to do that either way, by the way.
Well, of course.
No
And then,
matter
but what they can do is say, well, it has 8K capabilities. Give me $800. Oh, by the way, you only get one controller. You have to buy a second one for $180 now.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's Elite controller, but I thought you were making the arguments that if the Elite controller is this much and they're building this thing up this much, is it going to be $500, $600, $700? I don't know.
It's going to be pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was exciting enough to get me to, potentially buy it. But I can already hear the Xbox fanboys tearing us apart. So it's not meant to get people excited. It's just meant to get people, they're just talking a little bit more about it. No, you're wrong. It is meant to get people excited.
That's why it's at E3.
But yes, next year, obviously, that's when they're going to be showing more of the games and more of its capability, and maybe that's when you're supposed to get that buy. But as a first reveal, I thought the first reveal was kind of rather flat, rather gray area-ish, and not as much impact as I thought it would be for them revealing a new console, the next generation of consoles.
Consoles to me have always been a concession, right? Like you're buying a console because it's a little cheaper. It comes out of the box pre-made, and it comes with these games. You don't have to build a PC.
Exactly.
And so when I buy a console, which I do, I buy the consoles. When I buy them, I want to see what games come along with them, especially the exclusives. Right now, we don't know enough about what's coming out with the next Xbox. We know one game. And then we just have to hope that they continue to put out other games. But if Xbox has a year like they did last year, what are we going to get? Gears of War 6 and then Halo, and that's the only games for this new Xbox? And that's it?
Yeah, you gotta have like a $1,000 or whatever, $800 paperweight.
So Joe literally bought me an Xbox One.
Yeah.
And then the only game we ever played on it was Halo 5.
Yeah,
was
and
it.
then I played it
haven't
once
turned
more with Joe with Cuphead. But, okay, I don't want y'all thinking that I forgot about the big heavy hitter, because this was the other big thing. In my opinion, this was just as good, maybe a little less than Cyberpunk, because I love Cyberpunk so much, but Halo Infinite. So they kind of make you believe, oh, we're not going to show you, and then at the very end, they do one more game. And I wasn't sure what it was at first, because we're following a human character, and I was like, oh, man, you know, I thought this was all about Master Chief. I want Master Chief up in here. But they're just showing you that they're ready to talk more about the story elements and get some emotion, get some things in here, because apparently we've lost the fucking war. And so Master Chief is there, and oh my God, he looks so fucking good. It seems like his body has the weight to it. You can't hear it here because I'm skipping through it.
Yeah.
But the music kicks in, and the idea of the Halo there, and the idea that you've already lost, and it's you and this guy versus whatever the fuck is out there, brings that sort of original Halo feeling back to me. And I am really excited about it. It brought a rush of nostalgia, and I think it's going to be the Halo game that I'm looking for. So I'm very excited. They announced that this would be coming out along with Project Scarlett, holiday 2020.
Well, you buy the Scarlett, and I'll play the game.
No, you'll buy the Scarlet, and I'll buy the game. Which, I don't know. I think that's also a little mixed messaging, because, I don't know, it feels like I don't know, Project Scarlet still kind of feels like an upgraded, like, PS4 Pro kind of thing. Like, here, this coming, that. Are you telling me that Halo Infinite is exclusive to the Project Scarlet, the next Xbox? No, I don't think so. That would be no, Dell. It wouldn't do that. Your install base is 0. You have 0 buyers. Of course, they would make Halo Infinite available to their last gen console. They have.
Yeah.
They did it with Breath of the Wild, because I thought that for sure Breath of the Wild was going to be exclusive in there for the Switch, and they let everyone on Wii U play.
Exactly. So I don't think we need to be worried at all about that. Yeah. Now, is the best version of the game going to be on Project Scarlet? You goddamn right it is, because they're probably even going to do things to cripple the other one that goes on Xbox One S to make their new Project Scarlet look the best it can possibly look. And that is the bottom line. Get a little more wrestling up in there. Then you want wrestle, my boys?
No.
No. All right. But Halo Infinite is looking good. So they ended strong, in my opinion. They started off all right with other people's games. This amazing reveal with Keanu. Other people's games, and then they ended strong. So let's go ahead and give some final verdicts.
Let's do this.
Joe, what do you want to start with?
I think they had great showmanship. But game-wise, there was nothing really that was exclusive to them. So I think, to me, they're right now, they're second best to Square Enix. Square Enix is still on top. This one is like right below it. They have some good stuff, like like I said, I don't actually know what they had exclusive besides.
Well,
Halo.
Well, Halo Infinite, I think.
Gears.
Ori, and Gears. Right, I don't even consider Gears a heavy hitter, but some people do. But see, I don't.
Yeah, but like
I don't,
it was mainly great showmanship, a great presentation, because Keanu was the best part of this whole thing. Obviously,
right?
I loved it. So I'm gonna probably say this is a 7 for me, a little bit below Square Enix.
No.
So if I was rating it on overall, like a 7.
Okay.
But if I was rating it on Microsoft's content that they could claim as theirs, it would be a 6.
Okay.
because like you cut out PSO, you cut out Star Wars, you cut out Cyberpunk. You've got a 6. Like sure they got Halo. Cool, man. Like that's all they got left if you cut those games
Gears?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not Gears. Don't count Gears. But yeah, it's
Y'all are mean.
if you go overall, it's a 7. But if it was just on Microsoft/Xbox content,
6.
it's a 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
Alex.
See, I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I've done these things with you, but as far as the quality of, I'm just judging it based on what they showed. And I get that not all the games are exclusive, but this is great. I mean, yes, CD Projekt Red isn't an exclusive thing for them, but they won. I don't know how, got Sony to not fucking show up. So they're the console that gets to have Keanu Reeves come out. They get to do all of these things. Now, I think that they had higher highs than anyone else at this entire conference. I don't think Nintendo is going to be able to top Keanu Reeves coming out. But they had some pretty damn low lows. We're like, we have 60 games. It's like, I don't give a shit about 60 games. Show me a couple different ones that I'm in genres that I'm like, and then cut out the 40 that we don't need. And they showed so much crap that I was just getting bored. And this is only an hour and a half. And I was just, it's like, I don't care. I don't care because the highs were so high. I'm going to give this one an 8, but it doesn't pass Square Enix for me because I think that Square Enix was more consistently good and it didn't have as much filler crap. And I think this one had
Better
just so
pacing.
much filler that I was just, I didn't like it.
Yeah, so actually I'm glad somebody else talked about that. So I didn't think anybody else would talk about that, and that's the key to my criticism for Xbox. You had no competition. Sony is not there. Nintendo is a little less, you're doing a little less than they normally would. So this was your year to really fucking kill it, and I don't feel like they really fucking killed it. You know what I mean? I felt like it was an all right show with a bunch of multi-platform games and Halo, you know, and Gears if you're into Gears. And to me, wasting this opportunity to really show like we're the last ones standing, we're still fucking here, don't worry, we're not trying to leave and do our own little thing, and we want to celebrate games and we want to do these things. I wish that they could have done a little bit more exclusives, and granted it is not all their fault because they are putting in the money to grab all these different companies, but it's just, I guess those games aren't ready yet. It
takes time.
And it takes time, and they're waiting for Project Sapphire, their next console, to reveal all this. I think they laid a good foundation. No, they laid the good foundation last year. This, I think, was a down year, guys. The games that we had already known about, Halo Infinite, when did we learn about that? Last year. Gears 5, when did we learn about that? Last year. You have to admit to yourself that this was a little bit of a down year, a coast year. So they were coasting when Sony's not even here. This could have been the fucking, get some more body shots in there and a knockout punch. So I think it's a 7, but after having sort of discussed it and realized, and thanks to GameStop for letting me scan through their video, but after having gone through all this, I was thinking about maybe a 6, but no, it was a good enough presentation, like Alex said, to hold it as a 7 out of 10, and that means that Square Enix was a better presentation for me, and I think Square Enix ends up winning over Xbox, which I never would have thought possible. So that's it, guys. Sorry about the video being a little longer. We've hit about an hour, but this thing was an hour and 30 minutes, and we didn't do a live reaction, so we kind of mixed the two for you here for your enjoyment. Just give us some feedback. Did you like the format? And we'll do this for the rest of them. There's only one more. Nintendo.
Yes.
We've already done the rest, so they're all coming.
I mean, if nothing else, this is a cautionary tale not to piss off wrestling fans, right? Like, I know
Don't
now that
piss
if I sign up for Twitter, I know not to tweet bad things.
Don't piss off wrestling fans. No, it was fine. I think they're fine. Like, I tried to tweet some more at them and realized, I was just being snarky, guys. Don't be so sensitive! No, I'm not going to cut a promo. I'm terrible at promos unless my mind is in it, all right? And I'll get my ass kicked, so that's what's happening there. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.